Welcome guys, how are we doing tonight? This is just a quick update video because the OHL, as well as the other two leagues in the CHL, the Quebec League and the WHL, are all down to their final two teams and will be beginning their championship series this weekend. Of course, the three league champions will be traveling to St. John, New Brunswick, following their championship series and playing in the Memorial Cup tournament, the first Memorial Cup tournament in 3 years. The three league champions, as well as the host team, the St. John Sea Dogs, will all be participating and playing for the coveted prize. So this video is basically a quick rundown on the 6 teams that are playing in their league championships and kind of a road to how they got there kind of thing. Let's start, I guess, with the team that we're most familiar with as the Eastern Conference champions in the OHL, the Hamilton Bulldogs. They finished the top seed in the OHL. They swept the Peterborough Petes in round 1. Of course, they swept the Mississauga Steelheads in round 2. And then they got to the Eastern Conference final and swept the North Bay Battalion as well. So they are 12-0 in the playoffs. So their opponent is going to have a tough go. That opponent, as the winner of the Western Conference in the OHL, is the Windsor Spitfires. They also finished as the top seed in the Western Conference. In round 1, they beat the Sarnia Sting 4-2. In round 2, they beat the Kitchener Rangers 4-1. And then in round 3, the Western Conference final, they took the Flint Firebirds all the way to a 7th game. They were actually trailing the series 3-2. Flint could have won the series in Game 6, but Windsor took it in overtime, and then they won Game 7 as well. So the Windsor Spitfires prevail and make it to the OHL Championship Series against the Hamilton Bulldogs, where they'll have a tough go. We'll see if they can win a game, but I think the Hamilton Bulldogs are going to be the OHL champions. From the Ontario Hockey League to the Western Hockey League, and let's focus on the Eastern Conference champions in the Western Hockey League, the Edmonton Oil Kings. Yeah, it's weird to think of Edmonton as an Eastern anything, but in the Western Hockey League, they're in the Eastern Conference. They were actually the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference this season. In round 1, they swept the Lethbridge Hurricanes 4-0. In round 2, they played the Red Deer Rebels and swept them as well. Round 3, they made it to the Eastern Conference final against the number 1 seeded Winnipeg Ice, and actually beat them in 5 games. So they are 12-1 in the playoffs, not far behind from the Hamilton Bulldogs, who are 12-0. So I think the Edmonton Oil Kings, if they make the Memorial Cup, they are another team that could challenge the Bulldogs. With that said, the Western Conference champions in the Western Hockey League were one of the American teams, the Seattle Thunderbirds. Seattle was actually the number 4 seed in the Western Conference of the WHL, so they had some work to do in the playoffs. Starting with, they played the Kelowna Rockets in round 1, who you might know as Roman Bazin's former team. They beat them in 5 games, 4-1. Made it to round 2 against the Portland Winterhawks, another one of the American teams, obviously. And that series went all the way to 7 games, and Seattle, of course, won that series 4-3. In the Western Conference final, they faced the Kamloops Blazers. That series also went 7, and again, it was the Seattle Thunderbirds prevailing in Game 7. So that means the Kamloops Blazers will not be playing in the 2022 Memorial Cup, but they will be playing in the 2023 Memorial Cup because they will be hosting it. But in the meantime, it will be the Seattle Thunderbirds playing in the WHL final and challenging for a spot in the Memorial Cup against the Edmonton Oil Kings. But I think the Oil Kings will take this series. Moving on now to the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, and just a reminder, due to the stoppage in the middle of their season and the delayed start to their playoffs, their first 3 rounds were all best of 5, although their final will be best of 7 as well. Also, a little note that their playoff format is slightly different, and they did not do the whole thing by conference. So we're going to start with the 1 CHL team from Prince Edward Island, the Charlottetown Islanders. They were the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. In round 1, they played one of the New Brunswick teams, the Moncton Wildcats, and swept them 3-0. In round 2, they played another New Brunswick team, the Acadie Battlers Tetons, and swept them as well, 3-0. In the semifinals, when they get to the Final 4 in the Quebec League, this is what I was talking about with the conferences, they reseed by points. So in round 3, Charlottetown played Sherbrooke, who was in the other conference, and Sherbrooke lost to the Charlottetown Islanders in 4 games, 3-1. So again, the Charlottetown Islanders, despite only playing best of 5 series, also only lost 1 game in the playoffs up to this point, so you never know, they could be a challenger as well. Facing the Charlottetown Islanders in the Quebec League Finals will be the Shawinigan Cataracts. Shawinigan, they were the number 3 seed in the Western Conference of the Quebec League. They played the Rouyn-Noranda Huskies, who are the defending Memorial Cup champions, in round 1 and swept them 3-0. Of course, the Huskies don't have all their players that they had in 2019, but That's the way it goes. Shawinigan played the Gatineau Olympique in round 2 and swept them as well, 3-0. And in the semifinals, Shawinigan was matched up against the top seed in the entire Quebec League, the Quebec City Ramparts. And that series went the full 5 games, and Shawinigan ended up prevailing 3-2. It's a bit of a tough one, but my prediction is the Charlottetown Islanders will win that series and move on to the Memorial Cup. A quick note as well, the host of the Memorial Cup, the St. John Sea Dogs, also participated in the Quebec League playoffs and bowed out in the first round 3-2 to the Rimouski Oceanic. They actually fired their coach after that series, so they will be playing in the Memorial Cup tournament with an interim coach, so that'll be interesting. So anyway, all of the championship series will begin this weekend and will all be over by the 15th of June at the latest. And then the Memorial Cup begins on June 20th in St. John, New Brunswick, and that tournament will run all the way to the 29th. The winner will be crowned on that date. And yeah, I've been looking forward to it. It's the first Memorial Cup in 3 years, so I very much look forward to watching it and perhaps supporting the OHL team, whoever that may be, although I do have a soft spot for the Oil Kings as well. I look forward to watching it very much, and I hope you guys will as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I'll be filming a baseball game this weekend and something else as well that's a bit of a surprise. Hope you guys will tune in. I will see you on the next adventure. Take care. Bye-bye.